family. It's Kim Smith, the one half of Women's Gathering, aka, Gang Gang. And we are doing the 13-day self-love challenge. Yes, we are. If it's something that you're interested in, we're sharing meditations, affirmations, yoga, recipes, things to just increase the amount of love that you are giving to yourself. So yeah, just go to the website, women'sgathering.com, and you can RSVP to join us for this challenge. And it is a free event, and it is a mental detox. And speaking of mental detox, so today has been interesting. This 13-day self-love challenge has seemed to open up my heart and mind, align my heart and mind where I'm able to receive messages. It's things that I already knew, but it's coming through with much more clarity and detail. So this will be an Akashic download number 4. And I've been doing these for probably a month now. And, they come when they come. So I had some voices that I was channeling, and I was just speaking what they were speaking. And as Ernest was listening, he was like, "Babe, I think you should write this down." Because sometimes when I'm channeling, I don't realize how important the information that I'm receiving really is until I get like most of the message. And then it just astounds me. This was the message. We are to read the energy around food. Don't judge it by the way it looks. That is old earth behavior. You are evolved now. You are awakening. Pick food with your third eye, not your 2 physical eyes. They are attaching entities to cooks at some restaurants, and that food will shut down the crown chakra, not allowing you to connect with ancient ancestral cosmic knowledge. The more people eat this food, the more of a zombie they become. It lullabies the soul to sleep, and you begin to live in an animated shell that is easily programmable because of the food. These people will believe anything the news or doctors tell them as long as they're wearing a white coat or sitting behind a news desk. They do not have the ability to choose. This is taking away your free will by weakening your willpower. If you have to eat whatever you can get, because this does happen sometimes on your planet, call on your ancestors and the ascended masters to alter the data of the food so that it will not be harmful. Visualize golden light around this food or drink before you consume it and speak life into it. You also must link yourself with Mother Earth before you start your day, because she is actually fighting the same war you are. People who aren't awakened can be having a stroke and they'll call it a headache. They have been hijacked and programmed with insensitivity to energy, so they can't feel fully what's happening in their body. This is the definition of being a zombie or the walking dead. This is by design. They can be dying and will not know. If the discomfort in their body becomes noticeable, they still will not feel the impulse to do something about it. They will not make connections between what they are consuming and the impact on their body. The definition of hell is to be separate from God, Creator, Source Energy. If God lives in the temple, then the temple becomes a prison, which is hell to the spirit within the body, once it has been programmed by those who are seeking to control and entrap humanity in a lower dimensional consciousness. So, y'all, of course, we know the basic rule. You know, when you interact with spirits, or anything on the spiritual realm outside of what you can see, outside of your life visible light spectrum, you know, you are to ask their name. And I did. They did not give me a name. They told me that we are you and you are we. And it feels like they were 11 dimensions above, so about 7 dimensions above where those who are awakening are, which is the fourth dimensional consciousness. And it was interesting because I found a video by someone else who channels immediately after my channeling that confirmed what they said to me. A lot of people have been exposing the secret channelings that they have been giving them and have been telling who was giving them the channelings, and this is dangerous. They told me it doesn't matter the name because a spirit or entity being or group could tell you a name and that name could not be who they are. Always judge, discern by reading the energy and the intention of whom you are communicating with. And that's what I did. And their energy did not feel like a negative energy, which is why I'm doing this now. I would not have shared this channeling unless I felt like it was truly something that was beneficial for us. So I want to tell you again, read the energy around food. This does mean that you may get food or order food or somebody make you something. And once you read the energy behind it, it may look great. And you're like, nah. And, you know, they may be like, well, why are you not eating it? It's up to you how you deal with that, you know. Most people will not understand. And as we go further into the impact of the age of Aquarius, it's going to become very, very clear what foods have these programmed intentions to lock down the crown chakra, thus shutting down everything else because the information that we receive comes from source. It comes through the crown chakra. And so that's the whole corona pandemic, which means crown, the pandemic of the crown. And so when I go out and I see luxury cars lined up at McDonald's and crystals, it confuses me. People that drive all the way to the hood to get certain kind of foods, lower vibrational foods, dead food, foods that even have Cinemix in it, which is aborted fetal embryo cells, HEK293. And I was like, what is going on? This is what is going on. Zombies, they may not look like their flesh is falling off of them in the real world, the way we've been shown in movies. But there are people who have the inability to choose. So they run a program and they eat without even it crossing their minds what's in what they're consuming. So to most people, if I tell them about the aborted fetal embryos in food, they would look at me and say that I was crazy and complete eating their food and probably say grace and probably say that Jesus will cover and it'll be fine. This is what happens when you are unawakened and you are below the veil of consciousness. Everyone has their own path to walk. So this message may not resonate with everybody, and that's okay. I am not here to be of service to those awakening and allowing the ones who are not awakening and their reactions to me dictate what I do on my channel and my platform. That may sound harsh to some. I'm sure that there are people who I have had relationship with for a very long time who probably do not resonate with what I communicate as truth where I am, and that's okay. But I want to remind you that this attack is not to our demise, but it is to help us to choose higher frequencies in our day-to-day activity. And when we don't have the choice of something that is of high frequency, that we use our powers that are coming online to call that thing into alignment so that it does not cause harm to us. There's no purpose in awakening unless you're going to actually use the spiritual abilities that you are being given. So I have placed a few grabs in here of foods that are high frequency foods, low frequency foods, and you make your own choice. But with the 13-day self-love challenge, we've been doing smoothies every day. We've been recommending that people do smoothies every day. People have been sharing their wonderful pictures. Their kids are enjoying them, and this is such a great thing because many of us have starseed children, and we awaken after we had them, and so maybe they're not used to eating high frequency foods. So it's great to know that our children are enjoying smoothies and things like that and salads that we make for them with these high frequency foods in them. So just keep trying. I know it's difficult when you have children and when you're awakened, especially if they're teenagers. They're going to want to eat what they want to eat. They may eat what their friends are eating. I get it. But again, I need you to remember who you are, that you are of love, you are of a pure vibration, a high vibration, a fourth dimensional frequency, and that you can serve as a protector over your children until the message has been anchored in them enough to make these choices on their own. So this is just kind of leading into conscious parenting as well. And that is how we deal with awakening and having children who enjoy things that we enjoyed as children, like a piece of cake on their birthday and some ice cream. Just choose the best choices that you can, get what you can. For those who feel like you can't afford it, if you just go to Aldi's and get you a bag of apples and some kale and spend about $6, you can have smoothies. It's just a matter of discipline. It's a matter of intention, and knowing that what you're doing is something that is very important for your spiritual and physical health. And as we are going into these higher frequencies, our bodies are going to require this to continue to shift and transform us into these higher frequencies so that the chemtrails and the plasma webs and the nanoparticles that we are having sprayed over us do not have the impact that they are hoping it to have. We do have help. And my Galactic Federation, and I don't even want to use that term because it's been spread so much and it has a lot of things attached to it that I don't like. But I do have a council that counsels me, and this is how I have been able to evolve and do what I have done with this channel. So I thank you for those of you who have been with me for a while. Check out the 13-day self-love challenge, remnantsgathering.com. As you all, y'all already know what it is.